Very good morning to one and all. So today we'll start the lecture number 9, the lecture series Principle of Communication Engineering. In this lecture we discuss about the ordinary amplitude modulation technique, that is called in name as double sideband full carrier wave. So in this lecture we discuss about the basic principle of double sideband full carrier wave or normal ordinary amplitude modulation, mathematical expressions, and frequency spectrum and bandwidth and power calculations. As well as we calculate the high level and low level double sideband full carrier, high level transmitter and low level transmitter means modulator. So let us begin with the DSB. So DSB we can call the outline today's lecture is double sideband frequency carrier principle, and there are two types of modulator will be seen. First, what is in by principle? In the process of amplitude modulation or phase modulation, a modulated wave consists of carrier wave and two sidebands. The modulated signal has information in the whole band except the carrier frequency. The sideband is a band frequencies containing power which at lower and higher frequencies of the carrier frequency. Both sidebands contain the same information. The representation in amplitude modulated of frequency domain is as shown in figure. So this is the representation of double sideband full carrier in time domain, where we can see the maximum frequency minus minimum frequency, which gives the bandwidth. So in both sides, image contains the same information. Transmission such signal contains the carrier along with the two sidebands. That is called as a double sideband full carrier wave, or simply DSB FC. This is also called as ordinary AM modulation. So we can see the double sideband full carrier system. The center position consists of carrier frequency and lower sideband consists of FC minus FM frequency, and upper sideband consists of FC plus FM frequency, where FC is the frequency of carrier, FM is the frequency of modulating signal. So such type of transmission has insufficient because 2/3 of the power is being invested in the carrier, so which carries no information. So this is your modulating signal, V of M, V of C is the carrier signal. So we can see this is the FC is the carrier frequency, FM is the your modulating frequency, VC is the your amplitude of the carrier wave, VM is the amplitude of the your modulating voltage. After applying to modulator, we get this type of, there is a no modulation, there is a envelope detector for the double sideband full carrier wave. We can see this is the carrier wave plus this is the modulating signal, where the information can be transmitted according to the change in amplitude of the modulating signal. So here we take the example for AM double sideband full carrier modulator, which carrier frequency 100 kHz, the maximum modulating frequency is 5 kHz. So frequency of the carrier is 100 and frequency of the modulating signal, that is FM, is 5 kHz. Determine the limit of the upper and lower band of frequency, bandwidth, and upper and lower sideband frequency product when the modulating signal frequency is 3 kHz. So we can first find out the upper sideband frequency and lower sideband. The formula FC minus F max to the FC. So 100 minus 5, this gives the frequency range for the LSB. So 95 to 100 kHz. Then upper sideband FC to FC plus F max. So the frequency range for upper sideband is 100 kilo to 105. So this is the frequency range which will be asked in your MCQ type. So will be taken example in this year. So bandwidth is twice FM maximum, 2 into twice FM. The frequency of maximum is we can consider here. So frequency of the double sideband is 2 into 5, 10 kilohertz. So total frequency for the, if the frequency is the upper sideband 100 plus 3, that is 130 kilohertz. Now if we draw the output spectrum for the double sideband, so we can see like this actual. Then what is the mathematical expression for this double sideband? So Vc of t in time domain is c into sin omega c of t, where omega c is the angular carrier frequency. Then Vm of t into Em sin omega mt, where Em is the instantaneous amplitude or peak value amplitude. So the total voltage of amplitude modulation or double sideband is c sin omega t plus Em sin omega t into sin omega c of t. So normal representation of the modulator, how this can be achieved. So Em sin omega t gain due to the high power transmitter, so here will be added, then it is due to the multiplier. So sin omega ct plus Em sin omega t, we get the modulating signal for the double sideband suppressed carrier. So it consists of amplitude waveform, modulated constant, modulated signal and modulated carrier. So rearranging the equations, we can get the double sideband suppressed carrier. It is a combination of carrier waveform plus lower sideband plus upper sideband waveforms. So this is the mathematical representation of double sideband suppressed carrier waveform, which is already called as the normal AM modulation. So what is the power calculation, power distribution along the double sideband suppressed carrier? So power is equal to E square by 2R. E square is a amplitude, peak amplitude or VRMS value. So we take the peak values. So R is the resistance values. So remember, P average is the RMS values of the amplitude, where RMS is the sinusoidal part. So it is a peak value of square root 2. So we can, from the given mathematical expression, we can calculate the power of average power of carrier wave. So EC square divided by 2R, upper sideband average power, and for same for the lower and upper. So total power for the double sideband is P carrier average plus P carrier upper sideband average, P carrier of lower sideband average. So that is happens. What is the happen when M is increasing? This question will be asked in your MCQ. So if M is increasing, that means the total power is also increasing in double sideband suppressed carrier, because if we observe, M is directly proportional to these two sidebands. So we have discussed about low level transmitter and high level transmitter. So building block of any ordinary AM modulator or double sideband suppressed carrier, there are the general two types of modulator will be defined: low power modulator, high level power modulator, that is also called as high level transmitter and low level transmitter. So low level modulator using multiple multiplier and amplifiers. So we can see here, this is the, and this linear amplifier must be used, however not too efficient when it comes to the power transmitter. Then high power modulator using by the pulse width modulator. So we can see the block diagram: oscillator, then high power amplifier, and intermediate power amplifier, class C amplifier, and the low pass filter, then high power determination and pulse width modulator. So this is the block diagram of the ordinary AM modulator, which consists of oscillator which generates the carrier frequency, then intermediate power amplifier, that is class C, and power amplifier we generate the signal V of t, then DC supply, then high voltage DC power supply by using pulse width modulation, that is, and power amplifier. So this is the high level amplifier. So we can represent this high level transmitter and low level transmitter of amplitude modulation in double sideband suppressed carrier. So in RF carrier, then buffer amplifier, carrier wave, then modulator, then modulating signal, band pass filter, tree amplifier. Then it consists of this carrier wave modulation is applied to the modulator, band pass filter, linear integrated power amplifier, linear final power amplifier, and band pass filter, then coupling to the network, then transmit this signal to the antenna. Then similar block diagram for the high level AM double sideband full carrier, which consists of modulating signal source, band pass filter, pre-amplifier, modulating signal or amplifier, RF oscillator, buffer amplifier, carrier and carrier amplifier. So AM modulator generate a band pass filter and matching network which generate a high levels, where we will be use belt width modulation technique to generate the double sideband suppressed carrier. So what is the operation of low level AM modulator? So it will be requires less modulating signal power ratio achieving to very high end. The mainly low power application use emitter modulator, low power, incapable of providing high power. The amplifier in two terms provide in terms of carrier wave, input voltage and modulating signal. The amplifier operates in both linear and non-linear mode. So what is the linear mode? That modulating signal is 0 and amplifier will be in linear mode, and output Vc cos omega c of t. Vc is the voltage of the voltage gain of unitless. If amplitude modulation voltage is greater than 0 modulating signal, then the amplifier will be operated in non-linear mode. So output voltage is consist of Vc plus Vm cos omega c of t. So Vm is isolated using T1 and value of Vm is result at Q1 is a cutoff or saturation mode. So we will be implemented low level AM modulator by transistor, and this is the waveform which will be shown here. Then high level AM modulator circuit, which is basically used to transmit a high power, use the collector modulator circuit, non-linear modulator. The amplifier has two inputs, Vc plus Vm. RFC, radio frequency choke, is block the RF. General operation: the voltage, base voltage is greater than 0.7, then Q1 transistor is on and current flowing through this collector is 0 and it is operated in saturation region. If the base voltage is less than 0.7, then Q1 is off and collector current is 0, so it is operating in cutoff region. So transistor changes between saturation and cutoff region. When non-linear, the high harmonics are generated, Vout must be band limited. So in this lecture we discuss about the double sideband suppressed carrier, which is also called as ordinary AM modulation. Then we define the AM transmitter in high level and low level. So we can stop here. Thank you very much.